Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I have a guest today in the video. It's gonna be Grace. You gonna say hi, Grace? You gonna look at the camera? No, we're not gonna look at the camera, are we? No. Oh, there we go. So yeah, she does not want to take her nap this morning. So she's just gonna hang out with mom while mom films this video. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about how our schedule is going each day. Starting in the middle of 3 months to now they are 4 months, they've really gotten into a good schedule and it's pretty much the same every day. The only thing we don't have down packed is their naps, their morning and afternoon naps. But I hope this video just helps you out if you're expecting twins or if you have younger twins and you're just trying to figure out like what's gonna happen. Because I know when like they were 1 month and 2 months, it didn't seem like they were ever gonna get into a routine, and I felt like I was always feeding them and they were never sleeping, it seemed. Even though now I look back and they were sleeping all the time and now they're up way more. So we usually wake up around 6:30 to 7 a.m. and we'll get up. Sometimes they both get up. Most of the days they both get up at the same time. And when I'm lucky, one of them will get up and I can change her and feed her before the next one gets up. But most mornings they're both up, they're both, you know, crying, so it's not like I can just leave one in the crib while I feed the other one, because I don't know, I can't stand the sound of crying babies, especially when, you know, I can do something about it. So I usually pick both of them up out of the cribs, bring them downstairs, change them on the floor, and then I feed both of them at the same time. And really, I don't have like a twin pillow to feed them or anything. All I do is like on my couch on the side here, I put 2 blankets folded up and I lay them on there like upright and put bibs on them and stick the balls in their mouth, and they usually figure it out pretty good. They don't give me too much hassle, which is really nice because it's hard to feed twins together, I find. I tried in their bouncy chairs, but they don't like that. I've even heard people put them in their car seats, but my girls really do not like their car seats, so I don't think that would go over well. But yeah, so just putting them on the side of the couch has really been working out good for us, and it gets the job done, right? Yeah. So I'm usually done feeding them around 7:30, and then I'll put them on their play mats and let them play, and I go make coffee and my breakfast, and then I come back and play with them for a little bit. And that usually lasts anywhere from a half an hour to an hour, and then they usually start getting fussy and start crying, so I'll put them in their bouncy chairs and bounce them and they'll fall asleep. So they usually fall asleep from anywhere from 8:30 and then sleep until 9:30, and then it's time to eat again. After that feeding, again, they'll play a little bit, and then that's usually when I'll go get ready, and I've started to take them upstairs with me and I lay them on the bed and I get ready, and they'll just kind of play and sometimes fall asleep. And after I'm done getting ready, I'll bring them back downstairs, and that's when I get them to have another little nap. And sometimes that's a hit or miss. Sometimes they won't take a nap and other times they will. So that's usually around 10, 11, and then 12:30 to 1 is when they eat again. And so they're eating every 3 hours. When it was earlier in the 2 months, they were eating earlier in the 3 months, they were eating every 2.5 to 3 hours. And now it is exactly 3 hours, and I'm trying to push them to 4 hours. But that's not working very well. And so then after the 12:30, 1 o'clock feeding is usually when that's Violet waking up. is usually when I'll try to go out of the house and do some errands or do some running around. And I hope they usually will take their afternoon nap, which I'm trying to get it to be like 2 hours, but it's usually only an hour, right? And then we will come home and I'll do their next feeding, which is at 3:30 to 4, and then that 4 to their bedtime, which is 6:30, is just kind of an all over the place. I notice if they take a really good afternoon nap, they will not sleep, and they are, let me see if I can get your sister. Okay, so now I have Violet with me. Hi, Violet. So yeah, like I was saying, from that 3:30, 4 o'clock feeding until bedtime is really just a wild card. We try to keep them up as long as we can. Sometimes they take like a little nap in there. It's kind of just whatever they feel like doing, we let them do. And then at 6:30, we start getting them ready for bed. If we do a bath, we usually start giving them a bath around 6, and then get them in their pajamas and get them ready for the 6:30 feeding. And every night we make sure that we're home. We put them to bed at 6:30, and I think that's really been what has helped get them into that routine and knowing that it's bedtime. And it's just been really nice because even Grace will be up when we put her to bed. Both of them will be up when we put them to bed. They're not, you know, we don't rock them to sleep or anything. They're both, you know, kind of up, not fully asleep when we put them in their cribs, and they fall right to sleep. So it's been very nice. So I actually forgot to tell you, so at all the other feedings, we usually feed them 6 ounces, and that just went up about a week ago that they've been eating now 6 ounces at every feeding. Before it was 4 ounces. And now it's definitely 6 ounces. And then their nighttime feeding, they both have 8 ounces. Sometimes Violet will have even more, 10 ounces, 12 ounces. We just try to feed them as much as they want at the last feeding, and then we put them in their cribs and they go to sleep until 6:30, 7 in the morning. So we have been very lucky, and they started sleeping through the night like, I want to say now a month ago. That is pretty much our day-to-day routine and schedule. As far as getting them on the schedule, I've been very strict on keeping the routine. They kind of fell into their own routine. The best advice I can give to you on trying to get like your twins on a schedule is just listen to them, and don't be too hard on yourself on trying to get them on a schedule like I was right from the get-go. And I'm like, why are they not doing what I want them to do? But now they are, you know, they got into a really good schedule, and they did it themselves pretty much. But like I said, just be consistent. Always do the same thing. I was just there to kind of see the cues to feed them, and when they were really younger, we would always feed them at the same time. And so we kind of, you know, implemented that from the beginning, making sure that they were on the same schedule, just doing, if one would get up, we'd get the other one up. So yeah, like I said, I hope this video helped you out and gave you just an insight on how our day-to-day goes with our twin girls. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and we will see you guys later. Bye.